what I've got here are two different battery banks that I've been screwing around with and testing and putting through their paces. The first one is from Tack Life, and what you get is your battery bank. Comes along with charging cord, jumper cables. It's a smart jumper system, some LEDs and a little boost feature. USB cable. This is an adapter for charging or for using a cigarette lighter accessory. And then you've also got a charging cable for a cigarette lighter. It's got a really nice kind of rubberized coating to it, which makes it really easy to grab and doesn't slip out of your hands. Flashlight, strobe, SOS. And you've also got the battery level indicator. Now this one is rated at, what is it, 16,000? 16,000 milliamps with a starting current of 300 amps and a peak of 600. I have used this on, took this on a trip and used this solely as my energy source, and it worked great. You got two USB ports here for charging, and I was able to keep up with my camera, with my phone, with my Sena intercom system, and never recharged this over several days, and that's fantastic. The footprint on it is very small, as you can see. The clamshell, they all come in these goofy clamshells, and I don't really care for them. They're pretty big and bulky. I suppose it's fine if you're throwing it in your car, but as far as carrying it on the bike or doing camping, you're really going to want to just pull out what you need and pull out the accessory. Obviously you're not going to, well, if you're on the bike, maybe you want to lug this around in case you need to jump your bike. These have got a good feel to them. Actually, I've used some that feel much cheaper. These seem to have a real good feel to them. I'll probably make some modifications to these so that I can have some adapters so I can reach in a little bit further. When you're dealing with a motorcycle battery, these can get a little tight. Otherwise, the thing performed fantastic. The other one I've been using, this is by, I don't know, Autown or Autown, or I don't know. Essentially the same thing, just a much bigger unit. I think this is 21,000 versus 16, 600 amp starting versus 300, and 1,000 amp versus a peak versus 600. Everything else has been the same on it. The difference that I do like about this, one little thing, is the charging of it. Whereas this one, this is the plug that goes in to charge it, and that's fine, and it works great. This one uses a USB as the input. So why is that a big deal? Well, what I like about this is I have a USB outlet on the inside of my tank bag, or I have one on my tank bag, but I also have one on my top box. I can be using this completely depleted if I need to at night, but then during the day while I'm riding, I can plug this into my USB charger and be charging it. So now I am my own electronic ecosystem. Could do that with this if I use a cigarette lighter and then an adapter, and if you're on a BMW, this is not the right size plug, you're using an adapter. It's just kind of a bigger, bulkier, old-fashioned way of doing it. Not to mention, these things really can allow for things to fall in there. So that's really the only difference that I found. Otherwise, you know, I took this and hooked it up with the jumper cables directly to my Jeep, disconnected the battery, and started the Jeep multiple times just on this little guy. And that is pretty impressive. Not using any battery power, car battery power, just using this, and to do it multiple times, not a problem. On a 6-cylinder, that's great. So, recommend them both. Again, depends on your need and on your footprint and what you want to be carrying around. But these are both top rate, and I recommend them. Hope this helps.